Class, so in this one, we're going to concentrate on the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. And I have a cool 70s era line drawing to show you to start off with. I love this picture. I just wish we still did stuff like this. I don't know. If you know any modern artists that kind of have this aesthetic, let me know. All right. Tenochtitlan is the Aztec capital. It's on the lake, and it's an island town with all kinds of canoe traffic. At its height, it had 200,000 people. Something I read, I'm not sure if it's from your book, it was 5 times as large as contemporary London. So imagine, what Cortez must have thought of this huge place. Contact period document. Another cool line drawing. We're going to focus a lot on this building here, the Templo Mayor. So what you'll come to understand is that modern Mexico City sits right on top of Tenochtitlan, and even like many of the other areas, just because Mexico City has grown and grown and grown and grown. So the the capital of or the center of Mexico City, the Zocalo and the cathedral, is right there where the Aztec center was. So you see that's the location of the Templo Mayor in modern day Mexico City. And this is not an accident. Something that the Spaniards did in their efforts to control indigenous populations was co-opt sacred spaces. So, if the locals put meaning into a place, put your power onto that place as an effort to convey power, to have people understand. So that's where we are. That's why you have this overlay. And I would say it's unfortunate because it's led, I'm sure, as Mexico City grew, to destruction of Aztec archaeology and modern archaeology of at least Tenochtitlan is really difficult. And you kind of only get these microscopic views in when they're doing road work or what have you. So here's a overhead view of the Templo Mayor, and some places we're gonna talk about. So first, you need to understand that it's a dual temple, and it has a sanctuary to Tlaloc, the Aztec rain god, and Huitzilopochtli, kind of the god of war. It's some other things as well. And that dual nature, let's think back to Teotihuacan. In fact, I think the next video is going to be about relationships with Teo and the temple of the feathered serpent. It has Quetzalcoatl, and then it has the war serpent, interwoven. So life and death. And this is, I think, kind of getting at the same thing, life and death, this dual nature to existence. We'll talk about the Kolyashaki stone here at the base of the steps when we talk about religion. We'll get into all of this. Here's a mock-up. So one of the interesting things is, kind of like Maya temples, right? They kept building over it and building over it and building over it. But even in its earliest incarnation, this was a dual temple. You see there some more recent excavations, and then a kind of computer-generated overlay of where the temple would be if it still stood. So yeah, if you're in Mexico City, this is about all you get to see. There's not much there, but they have been working on trying to understand building techniques that the Aztecs were using, and then also they found that cool Tlatlacutli stone a few years back. So I think it's kind of hard if you're not used to looking at it. The Templo Mayor, these are sets of stairs that used to go up. So, you know, this is the phase 3 version of the temple, the phase 4, and they've all been chopped off. And so only this really early version of the Templo Mayor is kind of complete, even though you can see it's pretty deteriorated as well. But look, it has a chakmul. And so they also, you know, in excavations have found some of Tenochtitlan, found some really cool caches. You see a jaguar in the upper left, and lots of watery underworld objects, but also cosmograms. So I've seen this argument made for Maya caches as well, that the positions of the different objects in the cache may be sort of describing celestial phenomena, like a constellation, something like that. So it's not something that's been proven, but would make a lot of sense. Okay, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. We'll talk about links from Teo to Tenochtitlan.